Sagittarius, it's Haley with Tarot from Beyond, here to provide you with your November general reading. Do some shuffles here. I know it's been a very intense time with this Venus in retrograde in Scorpio. I've been saying this to every zodiac with my intro, as you guys need to understand that Scorpio is a water sign. Water represents love. And when you have a Venus retrograde in Scorpio, it makes it very difficult for us to keep our emotions in check. So Scorpio, you know, that's why I chose to go ahead and start off with fire signs first, because fire signs know how to go ahead and get it popping when their emotions are affected. You know what I mean? Whether it be relationship driven or whether it be, you know, a family member creating some hoopla in your life, whatever the case may be. I know the backdrop on the story. For those of you who don't understand like what the deal is or what's happening, I've done my research to find the missing puzzle piece on what's behind all this bullshit. I gotta give a shout out to Nubian News with the Z, because without her information and without her, you know what I'm saying? Without her insight, I never would have been able to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But she did the work to go ahead, and we light workers help each other out all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, one thing that we don't have, the next light worker does have. And the more us light workers work together, I promise you, there won't be any puzzle pieces missing at all. You'll have just a straight, pure picture of what's going on, all right? All right, so now I'm going to cut and we will begin, Saggies. All right, babies. Okay, the Hangman. The Fool. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Wands. The Judgment card. And the Two of Pentacles. Okay, I'm telling you right now, I'm reading for people who are on my same vibration. Those are the only ones who are going to be able to, you know, resonate with this reading. All right? So it's pretty plain to me what happened. A lot of you guys have likely walked away from relationships that were no longer serving you. And it took a sacrifice for you to be able to say, you know what, y'all, you know, I care about you and everything, and I got deep feelings for you and everything, but based on what you're doing, you know, I can't. I'm done. Like a lot of you walked away. Especially due to the fact that we are in Venus retrograde in a love sign, in a very sensual love sign. So, you know, with that being said, you know, you went ahead and decided to go out there and experience new things and new people, you know. And that's how you gain more knowledge with regards to how relationships ought to go, how things ought to go, so that you can gain the knowledge required for you to go ahead and say, okay, I've gained more knowledge. I'm going to apply it to my life, which will then make me wise. That's what owls represent, wisdom. And so I feel like a lot of the experiences that you've been exploring recently have actually really made you happy. You know, that's what this card represents. It represents, you know, a bunch of trophies, you know, a bunch of acumen. And I feel like a lot of you worked really hard to get to this place, given what you came out of. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you've expressed all that you could have expressed in the relationship. And nonetheless, you know, it still didn't end up being a green light. It was something that you said that you didn't want to be a part of. And you have a right to say that. Now, the Judgment card means that something has an end in order for something to begin. So when you ended this relationship, for those of you whom this is resonating with so far, what began was, you know, you starting to get out there and experience life for what it's worth. And by doing that, you're gaining more knowledge. And the more knowledge that you gain, you know what I'm saying? the more wisdom you acquire if you apply that knowledge positively to your life. Also, you pulled the Two of Pentacles. So that tells me that you could be juggling something, or that tells me that you're working on your balance. So let's see with the clarifier. Yeah, you guys are balancing yourself out by saying, you know what, I'm going to experience the hurt and pain associated with ending this relationship. And the way that I'm going to do that is go out there and I'm going to experience some other stuff so that I can go ahead and keep my mind off of, just staying in like pity partyville. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of you felt like left out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Behind the relationship. A lot of you started digging deep on the inside of who you are and who you were to figure out how you got to the place where you even allowed yourself to enter into a relationship that was of this caliber. You understand what I'm saying? You got to the how did I get to this place, And you did a lot of thinking with regards to that. A lot of you were dealing with very immature people in love. You pulled the Page of Cups, but right now you're very happy with the fact that you have found your own independent spot in life. A lot of you are happy that you went ahead and said, you know what? I'm happy. I'm single. I'm, focusing on my coin and I'm working on my self-mastery. Because when you were in this relationship in the past, your harvest always came up short. But now that this person is gone, you're able to go ahead and get that nasty energy that used to be around you away so that you can be left to your own devices and go ahead and really explore your true potential. You put a lot of work into a relationship. You really did. You put a lot of work into a relationship and you feel that what you got back was like completely unfair. And you were like, dude, if I'm going to be in a relationship where I'm just giving, and you just taking, I don't think it takes a genius for me to figure out that 2 and 2 equals 4. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how that's supposed to go. So the Emperor showed up, letting me know that the ball is in your court with regards to how this is going to end up, A lot of you said, yo, I'm not going to be sitting here having no pity party with regards to the fact that I walked away from a situation that didn't serve me. I went ahead and I used my authority and said, you know what? I have the clarity of mind and I have enough common sense to go ahead and rebuild from this position that I was in with you. I'm not going to be in this position with you. We are talking about a commitment. Some of you were married to these people. Some of you actually decided to go ahead and say, yo, like, I'm not going to marry you. I'm not going to be with you like that. And it made a lot of you angry. You understand what I'm saying? It made a lot of you angry that, somebody super methodical, got into your circle. However, this relationship that you ended, it was very necessary for you to be in this relationship because this relationship taught you how to say, I know what the boundaries are going to be in future relationships. I know what I'm going to deal with in future relationships, and I know what I'm not going to deal with in future relationships. I know now how to set the boundaries that are required in love because love is a very serious thing. It is nothing to play with. Your feelings get all involved in all kinds of stuff. And you're like, I'm going to control my feelings. I'm going to figure out how to go ahead and just like take my mind off of this. I feel like you guys are in take my mind off of this mode, which is a good thing to do because it's not good to fester and you're, stewing your negative emotions behind the breakup, A lot of you are like, I don't understand why I can't just have a happy family and just be left alone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you are reminiscing about the past too. Reminiscing about the heartache that this person caused you. However, this is the marriage card, baby. This is the marriage card, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's financially stable and knows how to manage his money. And then you also pulled the Magician, baby. So that tells me that you guys know how to go ahead and like literally pull a rabbit out your ass anytime you want to. So with that being said, that's pretty much going to be the theme for Sagittarius. If this resonated with any of you, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. Yes, your general readings are going to be shorter. And then when I do your first 2-week readings for the month of November, they'll be longer. And then the last 2-week readings for November will be longer, as well as I'll be checking on you and talking a lot deeper about what's going on. If you want to know the real true backdrop behind what happened here in this relationship and why it happened, go ahead and book your private readings. I am booked to the gills. I will be honest with you. However, please understand that if you book your reading because you feel as though this resonated with you, and if you feel as though I'll be able to give you the scoop on why things happen the way that they happened, and you trust me enough to believe that, book your private readings as soon as you can so I can get you in as soon as possible. And know that if you have to wait a week or two out, that's because the divine is preparing you for the reading that you're going to get. So with that being said, November looks pretty beautiful, baby, because you're going to get some information about what's popping and what happened in this relationship and what really went down and why it went down the way it did. All right? So with that being said, don't worry, because a lot of you guys are going to be warm come Christmas with a warm body. All right. So I'll talk to you guys soon. That's what I have for you, Saggies, and namaste, babies.